Hey, you gotta check this out. Here's what we're gonna learn today. You've got a floating toolbar, then you've got contextual menus, and then you've got the table design contextual tool tab. Floating toolbar, contextual menu, contextual tool tab, and I got a bonus for you. Check it out. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. 10,000 free courses from Udemy, all for you for free because I want you to keep on learning. So go ahead and check your chat. I'm about to, boom, put that link on there. By the way, this is called the note right here. And the note also has their own contextual tool tabs and contextual menu and floating toolbar. Watch, right click, and then I can go right to edit my note. When I go to edit my note, I right click, there's a menu there, and then there's another menu right here. There's a couple different spots. All these different menus, all these different floating toolbars and contextual tool tabs. How do they work? Well, I'm going to show you how to do this today. Aloha, my friend. This is Billy Wiggly coming at you live from the 9th Island, Las Vegas, Nevada. How you doing today, my friend? Are you staying positive? Woohoo! You know that's the only way to be at Don't Get Mad, Get Skills. We don't get mad, we get skills. And the way that we do that is we're always constantly learning and we're focused on the positives. Angels is what we hear all the time because we're always getting things done correctly in Excel because we understand Excel, because we know that nobody is ever going to know everything there is to know about Excel. So we're constantly exercising habit number 7 of the 7 habits of highly effective people. And that is sharpen the saw. So let's get right into it right over here. On this spreadsheet, what I've got is a couple different items. Did I tell you I got a few bonuses for you? Well, the first one, I just put it in the chat. That's 10,000 free courses on Udemy. Those of you that are watching me on LinkedIn, there you go. I just put it into your LinkedIn comments, the link to 10,000 free Udemy courses. So let's go right into it. Let's get right into this range of data that we have right here. This is called the range of data. It's also called the list. And so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to demonstrate different floating toolbars, contextual menus, and contextual tool tabs while we work with this list right here. I always recommend it when you're organizing your list, and there's 7 habits of effective list. There's a specific way for you to enter data in Excel, and you can always learn that when you go to getskills.tv, find yourself a class, just sign up. And we can go right ahead and start learning what I'm teaching you today. The first thing that I recommend that you do when you've got a range of data that's properly set up is put your marquee in the data and then press the shortcut Control T. This shortcut right here. Control plus T. That's the shortcut you want to get into the habit of using for the rest of your Excel career. Control T. Once we got the marquee in the data, we can press Control T, and now you see your Create a Table dialog box appears. And it wants you to make sure that you have table headers because you always want to have headers. And it has already selected the range of data for you because we properly set it up. Now we see that we've got this marquee right here. Do you know what that's called? See it moving around? That's called the put it in the chat. Do you know what it is? If you know what it is, I've got my shortcuts, tips, and tricks. One free copy for you. Excuse me. So come on now, put in the chat. What is that marquee that's moving around our list right now called? The first person that gives me an answer, you're going to get one free copy of my most popular course, Shortcuts, Tips, and Tricks. So here we have it. I'm going to go right ahead and press OK. Boom, hey, nice job, Tony. Tony from Singapore. She just said that this is called a marching ants marquee. Yes, very good. We'll give you some angels for that, Tony. Woohoo! Right on. Good work. And I will go ahead, send me a quick email, billy@billyweekly.com, and then I will send you that link that you're asking for. Or I believe we're connected on LinkedIn, so go right ahead and you can message me through LinkedIn as well. So here we see that our data range is properly selected. Our table has headers because you always want to have headers. Then we're going to press OK, and here we have it. Now, let me undo this real quick. Let me show you that I can go ahead and say I want to bold all these items right here. I could always just right click, and then what we see is that we have what's called a floating toolbar right here, and we have a contextual menu. And this menu, like I always like to say, is when in doubt, left click. Nothing happens, right click. Nothing happens, check your options. A lot of times you left click, trying to figure out what's going on. Nothing's going on. So you right click, and then you see options. Depending on where you're at, I right click here, right click right here, right click right here. Everywhere you right click, you're going to have different options, a different menu appears. So I can just go ahead and select this range of data, and I can right click, and I see that I've got my floating toolbar where I can do some text editing functions right over here. Then it looks like we just got the quick analysis that just appeared, another form of AI in Excel. Based on what we selected, it analyzed the data we highlighted, and it gave us the quick analysis tool to give us options to work with this. So there's a lot of different contextual menus and contextual tool tabs that appear based on the context that you're in. Look, I'm going to just go ahead and say that let me just go ahead and do some formatting. What if we want to format the prices right here? I can select that range of data and right click and say, look, I want to do some quick formatting right here. I'm going to do the accounting number format, or you can click on the drop down. Now there's a whole lot more options for you that you can go to, and you can always go to the Home tab where all your formatting options are. Go to the Numbers group and click on the Dialog box launcher, which is going to be the same as more accounting formats. So you got a lot of options. The number one thing that I want to encourage you with is that just click. Don't be scared. Just click. Don't get mad. Get skills. So we know that this is all money. So we're going to give it an accounting number format. So we right click on our selection and we say, boom, accounting number format. And now look, I don't want those zeros. So then I've got the option of decreasing the decimal point. That's my floating toolbar right there, just like that. I'm going to share with you in the chat right now some more information. Here's some toolbar fundamentals I'm going to put in the chat for you. And it's going into the LinkedIn chat also. Whoops. Sorry, LinkedIn. That's a separate computer I have over here. So let me copy that and put that into this computer. Whoop. It doesn't seem to want to copy it over to this computer. See, I use two separate computers. I got this computer I'm streaming on. I got a separate computer here, and I have a program called Synergy that allows me to use one keyboard and one mouse to work with as many computers as I want to. All right, so here we go, my friends. Let's keep on learning. There's the first one. And here is another link for menus and context menus. I'll put it into the chat. And then my LinkedIn friends, come to YouTube, youtube.com/@Mr. Aloha, and you're going to be able to be right here with us. So let's get back into working with our right click. So now we got quantities fine. This is fine. And let's go ahead and press Control T and get back to making our list into a table. You should always turn all your lists into tables. Just get used to working with tables. I mean, you keep talking about Power BI and Power Query and the like. Well, those don't work unless you have your data in tables. You try to import your data and then they're going to say, hey, we can't take your data. You need to put it into a table. There you have it. Just like that. Woo! Boom. All right. So you press OK. And now check this out. Now we have a contextual tool tab that only appears based on the context that we are in. So you see that? This is a contextual tool tab, the table design tab. I'm going to go right ahead and I'm going to click right outside the table. This contextual tool tab is disappearing because I'm no longer in the context. Click. Now it's gone. You notice? I clicked outside the table. This is the table right here. There's the table right there. And then right next to the table is the cell that I clicked on. There's my marquee. And now you see that there's no longer a contextual tool tab. But the moment I click back into the context, click, there's my contextual tool tab. Just like that, because I was back in the context. All right, so let's keep on rolling here. What's the beauty of having a table? Well, the beauty of having the table is we can just write a formula in one place, a structured reference. We can say, hey, take the quantity, take the tab, quantity, boom, close that with a bracket, and then say multiply that times, on this row, the price, tab, close my brackets, press enter, and how cool is that? I used structured references in one cell and it applied that formula where I want. These are called structured references. And that's the benefit of having the table, but that's not what this workshop right now is about. This one is about the different menus that we have. So I look in this formula and I highlight that text and then I right click. And here we have options. What is this pick from drop down list, Billy? Well, check this out. Let's say that I'm adding items to my table, to my list. Well, let's right click and pick from drop down list. Now look at that. You see that? Let me do this again. So we've got our table. When in doubt, left click. Nothing happens. Right click. Nothing happens. Check your options. And that is Alt FT. How did I know that? There's so much to learn, isn't there? That's why you got to pay a lot of attention when I'm streaming, because there's a whole lot that we're learning. Look, we're just learning about the floating toolbar, which is that right there. Look, floating toolbar. I just highlighted a section of my text because let's say I only want to, maybe you're saying to yourself, how can I just bold? If I bold, it's going to bold all the text in the cell. How can I just bold just this one word toolbar? Well, just two things. You can just double click right before it and highlight it. Another thing is you can press F2 to edit and then highlight the word. And then when you want to highlight the text that you want to edit within the cell, now you've got the floating toolbar that's used for formatting the text. Say, hey, let's bold that one and then that particular word. Let's make it purple because Billy likes purple. And then let's say I right click. I'm going to right click again. And now there's more options for me. Format cells, pick from drop down list. Let's go to do that pick from drop down list again. So we go to our table, pick from drop down list you've had for ages. I think that was 2003 it was available. So here we go. These are the items that we've got on our list so far. And this is a table that we've that we're working with. So you're going to see another benefit of working with a table. So let's say, excuse me. Let me get my Uda water. I teach on Udemy. Then you can always go to my getskills.tv. That's the VIP section. You're a Udemy you're a VIP on Udemy too, but you're my VIP when you're at getskills.tv. So here we have it. We've got water, sunscreen, sunglasses, towel. All right. I wish I didn't have to type in those words over and over again. I got to type in sunscreen again. Well, what if we just right click, take a look at our contextual menu and see what we have. And right there we see pick from a drop-down list. Click on pick from drop-down list, and it's taking a look at the data that you already have. It created a drop-down list for you and say, hey, look, you don't got to type sunscreen anymore. You can just select it right there. Ooh. Don't get mad. Get skills. There you have it, just like that. And that's the beauty of a table. It inserted another row for us right here. We can say we got a quantity of 3, tab on over, and the price of this one is 5. So we know that the answer is going to be, and everything's working out just right. Isn't that cool? All right, so here I go. In selected cell, enter the words Live Aloha. Hey, wait. How did I make that Live Aloha purple and the word bold without affecting all the text in the cell? Well, we kind of know how I did that already because I just showed you, right? Most of the time, we don't know that we can edit text within a cell individually. Maybe you always thought that you had to go to the Home tab because this is where all your formatting options are. And this is where you had to do all the work. But you couldn't apply it to just a single word or a single set of values within a cell. Well, you can. And I just showed you how. Let me show you again. Double click in the cell, or you can just select the cell and press F2 to edit. Now you can highlight what you want to work with. Once I highlighted that text, see? I highlight the text. I don't even need to right click. Once I highlight the text, click. Excel knows, hey, he wants to work with text already. So there's the floating toolbar. Now, if I right click, now I've got a contextual menu, right? The contextual menu appears based on the context that I'm in. And I wonder if I click on pick from drop-down cells. If I click from pick from drop-down list, is it going to give me the option to select a whole nother cell with all this content in it? Click. No, there's nothing else. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. I didn't know the answer to that question. I had to try it out so we can find out the answer. No fear. No fear. That's how you're going to get ahead in everything, even in your life. Don't be scared. Everybody's scared about stuff nowadays. Every time I turn around, someone on the news, you got to be scared of this. You got to be, don't be scared. You don't need to be scared. Just get yourself some skills. Woohoo. All right. So let's keep on rolling because I'm going to show you something else really cool. This, boo, Live Aloha. You can put Live Aloha anywhere. Boo, right there. Wherever I put my marquee, and then I press on this little purple button, what it does is, boop, puts in Live Aloha for me anywhere. And then I can go right ahead and right click. I mean, there's so many things you can do. Did you know that you can have a pop-up picture in Excel? Like when you hover over it, image pops up. Yep, you can do that. You can just right click, and then you got to go to format cells, and then you got to do a few things here. But I got a video that actually shows you how to do that. When you're interested in learning how to do and just about anything in Excel that's related to Excel basics, and there's a whole lot to Excel basics, just go to youtube.com, Mr. Aloha, youtube.com/@Mr. Aloha. I'm the only at Mr. Aloha on YouTube in the whole wide world. I am your Mr. Aloha. So come on over here to my channel. And when you're here on my channel, just go right over here to the search section. And then just type what you're looking for. I'm looking for a pop-up comment. They used to be called comments. Now they're called notes. And let's search and look at that right there. How to add a pop-up picture comment in a cell. Just searching youtube.com at Mr. Aloha. Tons of info for you. And then there's always getskills.tv where the VIPs go, $75. And you're going to get all these courses, even the live classes for $75. Angels. Woohoo. Oh, I got something else to give you right here. When you get to getskills.tv, just fill this out and you're going to get a free 3-video series on how to do an Excel drop-down list. That involves data validation and indirect function and a few other things. It's easy to do once you know how. But hurry up and come in here and capitalize on this because I'm going to change this. Sometime this week, I'm going to change it because, I think this is just a little bit too advanced to put right at the beginning of my basic Excel's VIP bundle. I'm going to change that to a 3-video series on how to write a formula. Yes. So now let's get back over here to the Excel formula bot. And why? Well, because we're going to learn how to do this. This is a macro. It's VBA. What does that got to do with a floating toolbar, contextual tool menu? Well, we can make it have something to do with it, but I just wanted to show you as a bonus. I'm giving to you. Plus, I did a couple live streams on macros. Just go to the YouTube channel once again and search for macros. Right in here, macros. Macros, enter, and then look, we got it. We got info on macros on the YouTube channel, and then of course on getskills.tv. But let's go to the dashboard for my Excel formula bot. The Excel formula bot is this add-in that I have right over here. Right over here on my ribbon, the Excel formula bot. Y'all have probably heard me talk about the Excel formula bot a lot because I use it a lot. I use it for helping me teach, and I use it to help me work, and I use it for different things. Like for this right here, to do this macro, I wanted to write this macro that does that right there. Excel formula bot is AI. I use ChatGPT all the time. I got the premium subscription to it. I use Bing AI. For a few years, I've been doing my copywriting with AI that I trained myself in the side of what's called Closer's Copy. So you got to embrace the AI. There's so much AI that we've been using in Excel to analyze data. You know how long that's been there? Before you were talking about ChatGPT 3, that analyze data AI was already in there. So let's go ahead and just let me show you how to do this. I want to in selected cell enter the words Live Aloha in bold, white font and fill the selected cell with purple. All right. So what I can do is I can just copy that text right here of what I want to do. And when you're working with AI, you really got to use a formula that is, well, it's a communication formula. It's a communication formula that helps you improve your relationships. E plus R equals O. I think that's Jack Canfield that came up with that. E plus R equals O. Now, I'm not going to explain it right now because you can just go back to my YouTube channel and search for E plus R equals O. So now we're going to do this macro, okay? This macro that puts in the Live Aloha. Let me right click here. Look, I got options when I right click. I can right click and say, hey, let me go ahead and delete. And it's saying delete what? See, it went from the contextual tool tab or contextual tools bar to a contextual menu. Shift cells up. Well, you get the idea. The main thing is we have no fear. All right. So now that I've copied the text for what I want to do, I'm going to go right back to the Excel formula bot. By the way, if you are watching this on YouTube or, on the description, anywhere you're watching this, there's a link. There's a link to, let's go. This is the live stream that we're on right now. Right inside the description. Whoops. Let's go. This is right inside the description, right here at the top. There's a link to the Excel formula bot. Click on that because that's the way you're going to get a discount. And then once you're checking out, put in the Mr. Aloha as a coupon code, and you're going to get an additional 10% from what you're getting from using that. So you're going to get a discount for using that formula bot link. And then you're going to get an additional 10% for entering Mr. Aloha. Let's get back to the Excel formula bot. So now I go into my Excel formula bot. I would get the 1-year subscription. You get for free 5 generations for free every month. And just get the annual subscription already. Use my 10% discount, Mr. Aloha code, and then you're done. What we're going to do here is we're not going to write a formula. We want to generate some scripts. So we go into this generate scripts. I want to generate a VBA script. So I select VBA and then select generate. I could also type in some script or paste some script right in there and click on explain, and it would explain it to me. What we're going to do is we're going to paste these instructions. Now, it's not always going to be 100% exactly what you asked for, because maybe we're missing something when we're asking it. I don't know. You just got to try. If you've been working with AI, you know that E plus R equals O is very important. Formulating your question, the way you formulate your question determines the outcome of what it is you're looking to accomplish. So now let's go ahead and press submit. Ooh, it gave us this code. So let's go ahead and copy the code, and then you got to know what to do with it, right? So we're going to go into the developer tab, and you're saying to yourself, where's the developer tab? Well, it's hidden from you. Just go back into my YouTube channel, look up macros, and find how to activate the developer tab. Once you've activated the developer tab, we're going to go into the Visual Basic editor. And here's the macro that it wrote for me earlier just to do the same thing. All right. So let's insert a new module 2. And I'm going to make this macro new live aloha. Oh, I got all my caps on. I'm just commenting in there so I know what this macro is. Boom. And then let's paste that on there. It might not even give me the right color. Might have to edit the colors. Well, it really does look a lot different from the other macro that we had. Let's take a look over here. There's the bold. It's giving me our Arial. So you could go right in here and change the font right there. Bold. There's the size. And there's the color index. That is this one. The interior color index is the fill. So I wonder if the 5. Okay. Let's save that. And then I'm going to put the marquee right here. And then I'm going to press Alt F8 to view the macros. And it's module 2, Live Aloha. Let's run it. And it made it blue. Pretty close, yeah? Excuse me, allergy season's coming back. It made it blue. So we just got to find what the RGB code for, or the code for purple is. So it was pretty close, right? So let me put the marquee right there, and then press Alt F8 to view my macros again, and it's the Live Aloha Module 2 macro. Boom, and there it is. It puts Live Aloha right where we want it, with a bolded with a font with a blue background, but we wanted a purple background. So let's go back into the Visual Basic Editor. And for the color index, the interior color, see? Interior color. Let's put 29. And let's save. And then let's go ahead and let's just make a little, show you how I did that really quickly. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to customize the quick access toolbar. Customize quick access toolbar. And here I am in my Excel options. When in doubt, left click, nothing happens. Right click, nothing happens. Check your options. And then the popular commands right here, I'm going to go to the macros, and there's module 1 and module 2. So since module 2 made it blue, maybe I should give it a blue icon. So I'm going to add that, Live Aloha, select that Live Aloha and modify it. And what if I just give it a blue? Boom. Blue. Okay. Don't worry. I'm going to come back and show you how we're going to make it. Well, wait. We changed that code to the number 5, which is blue, to 29. All right. So let's go right here again and let's run this. Boom. It's giving it the purple that we wanted. Because 29 is purple. How did I know? Well, you just got to go and do a quick search for VBA color codes, VBA color codes. Boom. And then you got some VBA color codes. Look right over here. Right here, color guide. And we saw that 29 is that one. I already knew that. But that's not really a purple. Let's see here. This is a little bit more purple. Number 17. All right. So let's go back to our Visual Basic Editor. We're going to press Alt F11. And what number was that we were coming up with? 24. 17. 17. Okay. 17, save, close. Let's put the marquee right there, press that blue, boom. There's that little purple right there. So actually, we should modify these marquees or modify these buttons, because this one right here, oh, this macro, oh, it's not available in this workbook right here. So let's go Alt F8. Alt F8. Yeah, there's that macro. There's my Live Aloha 1 macro. Run it. Yeah, there it is right there. So I got to take this Customize Quick Access Toolbar, that purple one, and I'm going to assign a macro to it. Okay, let's see here. Let me just remove that. I'm going to go right in here. Popular commands, macros, macro 1. And I'm going to add it. Select the macro module 1, modify it. That one is going to be purple. Okay. Module 2 is blue, but we changed the color. Let me go ahead and remove these rows, Control minus. So we got the purple one, boom, right there. And now let's edit the one with the blue button, because remember how we changed the code. So let's go right back to Alt F11, our Visual Basic Editor, and let's put that interior color index back to number 5. Save it, close it, that blue, there we have it just like that. And we could have changed the font size and all that in the code. Thank you, Excel Formula Bot. Did you see that? We wrote all this code right here. This code. This morning, I did this. I had the Excel Formula Bot write the exact same. I put in the exact same sentence, and he gave me this. And I just have to change the RGB code. And then you saw that we just did it, and he gave me this code. It's just a little bit different. But the key is the Excel Formula Bot came in here. I mean, I would have never come up with this. I don't know enough about VBA to write that. But the Excel Formula Bot does. I know enough about VBA to go in here and work with it. But I don't know how to write the code out exactly. And the Excel Formula Bot did that for me. And it did it really well. You just saw it happen. So I like to say to all you, my friends, boom, live aloha. Make sure you don't get mad. You get yourself some skills. You keep on learning. And remember, most of all, that I love you. And come on now. I'll see you tomorrow, yeah? Live aloha. Gee-hoo.